So who is sharing the screen? I'm going to sit like this till you all respond. Okay, go to bhajans. Thank you, Ishan. Now go to GitaWise. Go to Vaishnava bhajans there. Yeah. No, in that. No, go to GitaWise on top. Okay. Scroll down. There should be Achyuta Ashtakam all the way down. I don't. Does it put up here or no? Yeah, this is the one. I'll sing this, okay? Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Harim Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Harim Sridharam Madhavam Gopika Vallabham Janaki Nayakam Ramachandram Bhaje Achyutam Keshavam Satyabhamadhavam Madhavam Sridharam Radhika Radhitam Indira Mandiram Chetasa Sundaram Devaki Nandanam Nandanam Sandade Vishnave Jishnave Shankine Chakrine Rukmini Ragine Janaki Janaye Vallavi Vallabhaya Chitayatmane Kamsavidvamsine Vamshine Te Nama Krishna Govinda He Ramanarayanam Shripate Vasudevarjita Srinidhe Achyutananda He Madhava Dokshaja Dwaraka Nayaka Draupadi Rakshaka Rakshasa Kshobhita Sitaya Shobhito Dandakaranya Bhupunyata Karana Lakshmane Nanvito Vanarai Sevito Gastya Sampujito Raghava Patumam Denukarishtako Nishtakritveshina Kesiha Kamsaritvam Shikavadaka Putana Kopaka Suraja Kelano Balagopalaka Patumam Sarvada Vidyudadyotva Vidyudadyotava Praspuradvasasam. Okay. Vidyudadyotva Praspuradvasasam Pravrudam Podavat Prolasad Vigraham Vanyaya Malaya Shobhito Rastalam Lohitangridvayam Varijaksham Bhaje Kunchite Kuntale Brojamananam Ratnamaulim Lasat Kundalam Gandayo Harake Yurakam Kankana Projwalam Kinkini Manjulam Shyamalam Tambaje Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram. Achyutam Keshavam Ramanarayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Harim. Okay, what do you think about this bhajan?
It was nice.
Is it hard?
Yeah. Some words looked like it was hard to pronounce.
Correct, they were hard. I got stuck in one of the verse. I think I did it wrong, though. I have to practice it. Anyways, let's do the prayer now. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankajanabhaya Namo Pankajamaline Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangrahe Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let's go to chapter 3, verse 11 and 12. Go to vedabase.io, go to the browser and type vedabase.io. Open a new tab. Vedabase. Yeah. Click on the first one. Then go to Bhagavad Gita, scroll down, click on Bhagavad Gita, and go to chapter 3. And then click on
verse 11.
What is it?
What verse are you on? Are we on verse 11?
11, yeah, verse 11. Okay, repeat after me. Amog. Devan bhavayatanena.
Devan bhavayanena.
Devan bhavayatanena.
Devan bhavayanena.
Videva bhavayantu vaha.
Te deva bhavayantu deva.
Parasparam bhavayantaha.
Parasparam bhavayantaha.
Shreyah paramavapsyata.
Shreyah param avapsyata. Devan bhavayantanena.
Devan bhavayatanena.
Te deva bhavantu va.
Te deva bhavayantu va.
Parasparam bhavantaha.
Parasparam bhavayantaha.
Shreya param avapsyata.
Shreyah paramavapsyata. Devan bhavayatanena.
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreyaha Paramavapsyata.
Shreyaha Paramavapsyata. Devan Bhavayatanena.
Devam Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayata.
Shreyaha Paramavapsyata.
Shreyaha Paramavapsyata. Devam Deva Bhavayatanena.
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreya Param Avapsyata.
Shreyaha Paramavapsyata. Devan Bhavayatanena.
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Tadeva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreyaha Paramavapsyata.
Shreya Paramavapsyata. Devan Bhavayatanena.
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Tadeva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreya Paramavapsyata.
Shriya Paramavapsyata. Devan Bhavayatanena.
Everyone is done?
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shriya Paramavapsyata.
Shreyaha Param Avapsyata. Devan Bhavayatanena.
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreyaha Param Avapsyata.
Shreyaha Param Avapsyata. Devan Bhavayanatena.
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayanatu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreya Param Avapsyata.
Shreya Paramavapsyata. Devan Bhavayatanena.
Devan Bhavayatanena.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Te Deva Bhavayantu Vaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Parasparam Bhavayantaha.
Shreya Param Avapsyata.
Shreyaha Paramavapsyata. Let's go to the translation now. If you can scroll down a little bit. Okay. So here Lord Krishna is saying, previously he talked about how when he created in the beginning of the creation, he sent forth demigods. And therefore he asked us to perform some sacrifices and then please the demigods and thereby be happy. And here is continuing saying, the demigods being pleased by sacrifices will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So there is a purpose. We all are in this earth, right? We have come here. After this, we have to purify ourselves. After coming here, we have to conduct ourselves in a very nice way, and in a way that Krishna has described in Bhagavad Gita, telling us to perform our prescribed duties. And when we perform our prescribed duties, then we'll go back to our Godhead, which is with our home. We'll go back to our home, right? So similarly, so when Krishna says that, he says, when you come to this material world, you need so many facilities to be able to perform your prescribed duties well. You should have clean air, you should have rainfall, because of which only with rainfall you'll be able to produce crops, and only when there is crops you'll be able to eat. And the climate, the material nature has to cooperate with you. If it is too cold, too hot, and if there are hurricanes, if there are tornadoes, and if there is drought, if there is earthquake, so all these will not help us live happily in this material world. Yes or no? So for us to be able to perform our prescribed duties well, we need the cooperation of material nature. And this material nature has different aspects to it, like the rainfall, the sun god, the Vayu, the wind god, and then there you have the Mother Earth. So these are all the different demigods. And then you also have in charge of the wealth. Then you have the in charge of rain, Vayu, Varuna. So all these demigods have been put into different posts, so that when we respect them and we are thankful to them, when we are grateful to them, they will think, hey, these human beings are being so nice, reciprocative, they're very sincere, they're very righteous, they're not exploiting up the material nature. Therefore, the material nature gives back things in a way that they don't disturb us. You get what I'm saying? Like, we don't pollute the earth, we don't pollute the air, we don't cause a lot of don't put on earth a lot of plastic, which is non-degradable. So if you don't pollute, and if we are being nice to these resources that are offered by the Lord, at the same time perform sacrifices, like do certain puja, certain rituals that will please the demigods, then the demigods will think, yes, these people are behaving well and they are serious about performing their prescribed duties, which is going back home. So we will facilitate the nature in such a way that it does not cause any disturbance to them. And that's how Krishna arranged this system. He created a material world. He put some entities as in charge of this material world, and some entities as those who will take support from these demigod entities. And those people who are taking support of the demigod entities, if they are not grateful, not thankful, and behaving irresponsibly, then they will have to face the consequences. But if they behave responsibly, and if they are thankful and grateful by not only their actions, but also perform certain actions, meaning in our day-to-day activities, we can be thankful to the material nature in so many ways, by not polluting, right? By even consciously being thankful. Even at home, how clean you are. Outside your home, how clean you are, how mindful you are, right? And there are occasions where we celebrate the demigods, like when there is Ganesh Chaturthi, Vinayaka Chauthi, we offer respects to Lord Ganesha, right? Then like that, each demigod has certain occasions where we offer respects and prayers and thanks. And thereby, what happens? By cooperation between men and the demigods, what happens? Prosperity will reign for all. Meaning, what is prosperity for us? For humans, what is prosperity? Ishan, I'll get to your question. Okay, go ahead with your question, Ishan.
So so basically is it like a karma effect? Like if you do good deeds, if you treat Mother Nature and the material world well, that means it will give you good weather. Is that what's saying?
Yes, that is also karma. Of course, there is karma that is coming from previous lives, and there's karma that will come from right now in this life, what we do, right? So we all have to contribute. This is called group karma. Group karma means, suppose there is tornado. Tornado affects a lot of people, right? It's not like it'll affect only my house when a tornado comes. Does it come enter only my house? No, it's going to impact the entire city, maybe, correct? That means group karma. That means the people in that city or in that town are getting impacted by this natural calamity. So there are some things which we have to do as a group. Every family, that's why, should have those values. Every city should. That's why in olden days, the kings would be Rajarshis. Raja means king, King meaning who takes care of the administrative and the defense and everything of the citizens. At the same time is a rishi meaning sage, who also takes care of the spiritual benefit of the entire kingdom. So the kings would perform rituals, like how Lord what is his name? Not Lord, Yudhishthir is Dharmaraj, one of the Pandavas' brothers, the oldest of the Pandavas' brothers. He performed Rajasuya Yagna. In Dwapar Yuga, it was all about doing this detailed deity worship, and they were able to perform these yagnas by which they could please the demigods. Even demigods would be invited to those yagnas. So Rajasuya Yagna was performed by King Yudhishthir, and he invited Lord Brahma, Lord Indra, and all the demigods, and treated them so opulently, so well. And amidst all the demigods, he worshipped Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even Lord Krishna was there at that time. So that was a perfect example of how human beings were cooperating with the demigods and the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So for us in Kali Yuga, we cannot perform such big sacrifices because we are not that wealthy, we are not that opulent, and we don't have pure resources like how people used to have in previous yugas. We don't have the bodily capacity also to perform severe penances, sit and perform those sacrifices and all. But the only thing and the best thing and the prescribed thing for Kali Yuga is chant the names of the Lord. That's why it's called the Sankirtana Yagna. Sankirtana means chanting, Yagna means sacrifice. So in Kali Yuga, the sacrifice that is prescribed is Sankirtana, the Lord's names chanting. So if you want to interpret this translation for us to apply in Kali Yuga, it's going to be the demigods being pleased by sacrifices here. It's like sacrifices, right? So what do we say? By chanting sacrifice. The demigods being pleased by chanting sacrifice will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So what is prosperity for human beings? Can you all tell me what true prosperity is? Because Krishna is saying prosperity will reign for all when we cooperate with the demigods. We know what is the process of cooperating with the demigods now. One is by being mindful in our actions, by being respectful to nature, by not polluting it, but also by we also being mindful through our consciousness, and that is being thankful. And wherever needed, we chant, we thank, we offer rituals, and we show our gratitude through our actions. So those are the various ways of cooperating with the demigods. Then Krishna is promising, or he's saying, that prosperity will reign for all. That means prosperity will reign for the demigods and for human beings. So what is prosperity for human beings? For all, what does it mean? What do you all think?
Maybe like peace.
Development.
One after the other. Amog, what is it?
Development.
What development? What do you mean by development?
Like building cities and stuff.
Okay, building cities. So what does building cities give us?
Like that would give us, us like it would give us like economical prosperity.
So what does economical prosperity give us? What is the true definition of prosperity? How does economics give prosperity? What does it mean, economical prosperity?
It gives us like happiness.
Exactly. Ultimately, whatever, whether it's economical, whether it's buildings, whether it's cities, whether it's technological advancements, whether we are going to outside the space into Mars or into Moon, or whatever we are doing, true prosperity means that is bringing us happiness and increasing up and building our character. What is the use of building cities and big buildings if we are not righteous, if we are not truthful, if we are not honest, if we are cheating others, if we are exploiting others, if we are increasing the gap between the rich people and the poor people? If we are doing like that and building big cities, and we dwell in a big apartment with all the best opulences inside that apartment, and you see that so many people, and you have done that with a lot of cheating or being not the righteous way, is that true prosperity? True prosperity is achieving success, or true prosperity is simply put as contentment and happiness. How that contentment and happiness may be varies from person to person. Some person may be happy and content by righteously studying well, getting good grades, increasing their knowledge, right? Some person might feel, I feel content and happy within myself when I righteously earn money and become rich. Righteously is the key word at every point. When I righteously become good at tennis playing, or I become a tennis sports star. So whatever we are doing, as long as we are doing it with cooperation with the demigods righteously, and we are content and happy without exploiting others, that is prosperity. And beyond that, there is again more prosperity. True prosperity for human being is always remembering Krishna, never forgetting Krishna. Both are same. Always remembering Krishna is the same as never forgetting Krishna, but we tell it in two ways so that it strikes hard. We are able to remember it really well. True prosperity for human beings is always remembering Krishna, never forgetting Krishna. Just like how much ever big position you get in this material world, you children today, you are students in middle school. After 10 years from now, right, you'll be all probably doing jobs. Is that right? What age are you all now? 14? Okay, 24, maybe 10, 12 years from now, you all will be doing your jobs, and another 15, 20 years from now, probably you'll be in the topmost position of whichever job you're doing. You have reached the top position, but you have forgotten your parents. You don't remember them, you don't talk to them, or you don't even remember their existence. Is that a successful and prosperous life for you?
No.
That's exactly what it means for us, all of us also. We all perform our prescribed duties, and true prosperity for us is being content, happy, and always remembering Krishna, never forgetting Krishna. And that can happen when the surroundings, when material nature is cooperating with us, when we are healthy. If you are sick and if you're always having some or the other body ache, what is the chance of us remembering Lord Krishna? It's less, right? Because you're now worried about your sickness. And if there is always tornadoes, if there are always earthquakes, and if there's always COVID, what is the chance of us remembering Krishna? It's less, of course. We can still remember, but it is ideal for us to have everything perfect around us. And then that facilitates for us to perform well in our activities. And those activities that I'm referring to are the activities that help us do Krishna conscious activities. Remember Krishna. Makes sense, or am I blabbering something which doesn't make sense? So can somebody summarize what we talked? Prosperity. What is prosperity, and how do we please the demigods and all that? Because it's important to know. Krishna is saying to please the demigods, not because he says, oh, you don't have to worship me. That's not what he means. He only means in the context of the material creation, because Krishna is beyond the material creation. He's always existing. He's eternal. Whereas demigods are limited to this material creation. Suppose let's imagine a situation where there is no earth at all. There is no material creation at all. Everything vanishes because everybody is pure. There is no need of material creation. Everybody is a pure soul. Everybody has gone back home. Okay? Then there is no material creation. And if there is no material creation, there is no demigods also. There is no need of anybody to be in charge of them. Let's assume in the city of Atlanta, you all know, you all might have guessed that there is a prison house, right? Every city has a prison house. You all know that, right? Now, if Atlanta citizens become so good, so righteous, so much high in character, that nobody is having to be put into jail, right? If nobody is having to be put into jail, then probably the administration will wait for 5 years, and then all the jail or the prison houses are empty. Nobody is there because everybody is righteous. There's no need of a prison house at all. So eventually what will they do? For the last 10 years, we haven't used this prison house. So we don't need prison gatekeeper or the jail keeper or anybody. And we don't need this prison house also. So they will just use that prison house for some other purpose. Maybe it will become a recreation ground, it will become a park, or it will become a entertainment center. And all the positions that were there to take care of the prison, the jail keeper, the head of the prison house, the manager of the prison house, all those positions will not exist anymore. Yes or no? So the jail keeper or the prison keeper or the manager of the prison house position is only existing because the prison house is existing. If the prison house disappears, there is no need of all those positions. But that doesn't mean the administrator of the Atlanta city or the what you call the governor or the whoever is there for Atlanta, he will disappear. Right? Similarly, this material world is like a prison house. I mean, I don't want to talk in a negative way, but we all are here because we all are not as pure. We are not the best soul. We have contamination, and we have come to this material world to purify and make ourselves free from contamination. And that process of freeing from contamination is performing our prescribed duties while never forgetting Krishna. It's not like, oh, I'll run away. Okay, I have to purify myself. But if I'm wasting my time studying, if I'm wasting my time doing my office work, then where will I purify myself? So I will stop. I'll quit all these things. I will stay alone somewhere on a mountain or in a cave somewhere and do purification. That will not happen. Krishna is telling, while you are doing your duties, you have to work with your consciousness in a way that you are always purifying yourself. Make sense? All of you make sense? I don't see Shriyan, I don't see Shrika, I don't see, who else? Tristan. Why are your cameras turned off?
It says my camera is on, Masaji.
But we can't see you. Can we? Oh,
My camera's on.
Oh, sorry. Then I think it's your grandma who's there. Okay, Christian, I can see you. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's the point of this human experience. We are here for a reason, and true prosperity for all of us is do our jobs well. Don't quit our jobs. Don't run away from our jobs. Don't escape from doing our jobs. At the same time, with that mood of gratefulness, thankfulness to everyone, not only demigods, to parents, to grandparents, to friends, to relatives, to everyone who comes in our life. Because that person has entered our life for a reason. Not Krishna randomly doesn't put people together. There is a reason why Krishna chose my family and my family members. And if we are smart, we will work with all our we'll work in all our interactions with family members, with friends, with teachers, with anyone who comes in our life. And also be thankful to the creation around us. It's such a wonderful process. And if we are conscious about it, just being conscious about it is yoga. Yoga means what? The process by which you are connecting with that supreme divine. And just being conscious of the fact that you are put into this human experience with so many wonderful opportunities, such a nice family, such nice opportunities, and such nice world that we have come into. And how do I tap into those opportunities while being grateful, thankful, and giving back? Shriyan, your camera went off again. While giving back. That is what we all should be thinking about. It's not about, oh, I'm attending this class, it'll be done in 1 hour, I'm done for this week. Oh, I have to do my math work and that's done. I mean, I got a good grade, that's good. You should be enthusiastically looking forward to doing things. Every work that you do is an opportunity to prove to Krishna that I want to please you, or I want to work hard to do the best with the opportunity given to me. It could be anything, not only related to your studies. How you conduct with yourself? How do you talk? Mindful talking, mindful working, mindful thinking. You have to even mindfully think. Everything matters. And that's how Krishna, our Supreme Father, has arranged everything for us so beautifully. Because we are not animals. If we explain all this to animals, will they understand? If I tell a dog, oh, you have to mindfully do things, will it understand? We can only train a dog to do some things. And of course, animals also have their way. They also understand certain emotions and they are able to reciprocate. But we are human beings of higher intelligence. Okay, any questions? Can somebody summarize what we discussed? Yes, Isha.
So you first told us to have for Krishna to rain prosperity to us, we have to have our mindset should be we should be grateful for what we have, to have a roof, to have a loving family, to have food, and with that mindset, you also have to be doing your duties. Like for me as a student, who needs to go to school, do my homework, so I have to be grateful and give my sacrifices, like going to therapy, cutting your hair, like that type of sacrifice, or just giving food like that. You have to do that while doing your duties, and if you do that, you'll have Krishna will give you prosperity, which is true happiness instead of temporary.
Yes. And one thing we all can start, because Krishna is hinting us here to do sacrifices, and we already understood that in Kali Yuga, the best sacrifice is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Let's all see if we can start and do this. From today onwards, let's start doing the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is one mantra, a set of 16 words together. It's called one mantra of Hare Krishna. Do this for 108 times every day. How many of you are already doing it? That 108 times is called one round. So Ishi is already doing it. Is Om doing it already? Om is doing. And Tristan, you're also doing. Awesome. Good job. So now we already have 3 students doing, I don't know how many rounds they're doing. So I would recommend those students who are already doing, do an additional round from today. Let's say you're doing 2 rounds up till now, then do 3. And if Om is doing 16, maybe we can continue to doing attentively that 16 rounds with quality, right? For those who don't do at all, from today, at least because we learned these words and Krishna's instructions were given. Sacrifices, asking us to do sacrifices. So let's sit quietly in our room, make 10 minutes, only 10 minutes in our day, take 10 minutes. Tell your parents, I'm doing my chanting. So please don't disturb me for 10 minutes. If your siblings are around, please don't disturb me for 10 minutes. Find a nice corner in your room. Don't sit on your bed. Sit down on the floor, or if there is a chair that where you can sit with your back straight, sit on a chair, back straight, close your eyes, and then gently hum this prayer in a way that you're able to hear it. It should be audible to yourself. It should not be like you're telling it without speaking it loud, like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Slowly, gently whisper in a way that, not even whisper, the sound should come out in such a way that you are able to hear your own voice. If you have TV playing loud, or in your room you have some audio playing loud, and then you try to do it, that's not the way you do it. So choose a place, choose a time, and then straight back, and then the 16 words of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you think it's hard to remember, print it out on a piece of paper, put it in front of you, just read out of it. 108 times. It'll take probably 10 to 12 minutes. How many of you will start doing it from today? Nice. Very nice. So, because just like if your teacher tells you, you have to do this to get an A+. It's a project work, it's your homework, it's your presentations, the quizzes, it's the exams, all together, average of all that, she's going to give you an A+. So Krishna is also telling, do sacrifices. And by doing sacrifice, prosperity will reign. So we do our bit. Let's start and take our first step. Kali Yuga, the sacrifice, is Harinama Sankirtana. Sankirtana Yagna. Yagna means sacrifice. Got it, everyone? Okay, now let's move on to the next verse. Okay, Ishi, repeat after me. Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva.
Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva.
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha.
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha.
Taidattan Apradayabhyo.
Taidattan Apradayebhyo.
Yo Bhungte Stena Eva Saha.
Yo Bhungte Stena Eva Saha. Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva.
Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva
दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
तैर्दत्तान् अप्रदायेभ्यो
Tirdattana Pradayepyo
यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव स
Yobhunte Stena Evasa Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Tirdatan Apradayepyo
Tardattan Apradayibhyo
Yobhunte Stena Evasa
Yobhunkte Stena Eva Saha Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Ishtan Bhogan Yodeva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavita
Tardattan Apradayibhyo
Terdattanaptanabiho
Yobhunkte Stena Eva Saha
Yobhunte Deva Eva Saha Ishtan Bhogi Yodeva
Istanbul Hivo Deva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavita
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Terdattan Apradayipo
Tardatan Apradayebhyo
Yobhante Stena Eva Saha
Yobhukte Sena Evasa Istanbul Hivo Deva
Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Yante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Tardatan Apradayebhyo
Dardattan Apradayabhyo
Yobhukte Sena Evasa
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dardattan Apradayabhyo
Tayardatan Apradayapyo
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha
Yobhante Stena Eva Saha Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Tayardatan Apradayapyo
Terdattan Apradayabhyo
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Terdattan Apradayabhyo
Tardatan Apradayabhyo
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Tardatan Apradayabhyo
Tirdattan Apradayebo
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha Istan Bhogan Hivo Deva.
Is everyone done? Ishtan Bhogan Hivo Deva
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Dasyante Yagna Bhavitaha
Tirdattan Apradayebhyo
Tairdattan Apradayabhyo
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha
Yobhunte Stena Eva Saha. Translation. Can you scroll down, Ishan? Okay. In charge of various necessities, in charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied with the performance of yajna, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. See, just like if you take resources from somebody without asking them, and if after taking them you don't thank them, those are the quality, those are what thieves do, right? Similarly, when we are experiencing such nice resources, the material nature around us, if you're not thankful to them, then that is called, Krishna himself is calling them as thieves. And one recent festival that we celebrated is called Makar Sankranti, Lori, or whatever, Pongal. This is the festival that we celebrated. It is something where we thank sun god and we thank Mother Earth for the nice crops and the harvest that we got. So that is a celebration where even the animals, the cows and the bulls are worshipped during this festival. Why? Because farmer is thankful to the bulls and the cows, because they, without the bull and the cow, farmer doesn't make the livelihood that he makes. So Makar Sankranti is a festival of worshipping sun, worshipping the domestic animals that help us, and worshipping Mother Earth for giving us nice produce. So we have Ganesh Chaturthi, where we worship the Lord Ganesh, who is the obstacle remover in any endeavor that we have. And then we have even one time of the year, there is a ritual where we offer prayers to our forefathers. Right? So all these have to be done. We cannot think, oh, Krishna told me to chant Hare Krishna, I will just chant that Hare Krishna and I don't have to all this. Of course, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when occasions come where we have to be thankful, we have to remember on those occasions at least, and thank the demigods around us that are helping us live the life that we are living. Make sense? Can you all tell me of any other festivals where demigods are worshipped, like Mother Durga is worshipped during Dashera time, Navratri time, right? Especially in the Bengal, West Bengal area, they worship goddess Durga. And Durga is Mother Earth. I mean, she's in charge of material nature, not Mother Earth, but she's in charge of material nature. So we worship Durga during Navaratri time. Then what else? Can you all think of any festivals where you celebrate or you all know or familiar based on your, because each part of India celebrates different days of the calendar for different purposes. So based on which part you are from, do you all know any celebrations that you all do?
Maha Shivratri.
Yeah, Shivratri. Yes, Shivratri also comes, I think, somewhere in February soon. February, March, it comes. We worship Lord Shiva.
Vinayaka Chavta.
Huh? Vinayaka Chauthi, yes, we worship Lord Ganesh. What else? There's Hanuman Jayanti, where Hanuman is worshipped. The appearance day of Lord Hanuman. Right? What else? There is Thidi, when the what other festivals are there where we worship different demigods? Can you all think? Shrika, you're going to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say Sankranti.
Yeah, Sankranti is what we discussed already. And you know, there's a nice ritual that we offer Surya Namaskar every morning. Why do we do that? We do different body postures and also offer prayers to sun god. Why? Because sun is the direct sun god, moon god. They're visible demigods to us, right? Of course, you see the air Vayu god, wind god, we see the rain Varuna god, then we see Mother Earth Prithvi, right? So
Navaratri.
yeah, Navratri time is when we worship Lord Ramachandra as the Supreme Personality of God, and also worship the Durga Mata. Right? Then what else? Then there is Varalakshmi Puja, where they do Lakshmi Puja to worship Mother Lakshmi, for who's in charge of opulence, all the wealth and all the prosperity, all the auspiciousness. She's in charge of all that. What else? Anything? You all, let's do this homework. Go talk to your parents and think of any rituals or any festivals where we celebrate in memory of or celebrate some demigod. I mean, I remember, still my mom does. She celebrates one Tithi where she worships the snake god. right? So that is also there. And then what else? Talk to your parents and get back to me, and maybe we can discuss next week about those.
Is there? I don't know. I forgot the name for it, but there's some festival related to the moon. Is that?
Correct. Yeah, I think North Indian women do this Kadwa Chauth. They celebrate and they fast and they pray to the moon god. And I don't know the significance of why they pray for the welfare of the husband. And after seeing the moon through a meshed thing, they give up the fast, praying for the prosperity of the husband's health and the family's health. So there is one festival. Other than that, what is there for moon? I mean, of course, every full moon day is very auspicious. There are so many vratas that are done, like Satyanarayan Puja and different pujas that can be done on full moon day, because that's the day when the moon is completely in his complete form, visible from earth, and therefore there are certain nice vibes in the atmosphere which we can tap into by doing certain type of rituals and practices, certain meditative processes by which, when we connect when we sit in certain posture and then do certain type of breathing techniques and bodily postures, what happens? Those waves in the atmosphere, because of the full moon day is so powerful. It has nice vibrations in the atmosphere. So we can tap into those vibrations and become healthier when we practice certain postures and breathing exercises. What else? Remember how Krishna also during the month of Kartik does that Govardhan Puja. Of course, Govardhan is not demigod. Govardhan is Lord Krishna himself. But that is one ritual where Krishna reminds every human being to be very cooperative with material nature, with Mother Earth, and especially with Govardhan Hill, because Govardhan Hill was giving nice fruits, flowers, nice place for the cows to feed on, nice grass, nice streams of water. And it was such a nice venue for all the gopis and gopas to perform several pastimes. So in other words, Krishna is teaching all of us that you have to be very cooperative with the creation around us, with Mother Nature, with Mother Earth, by celebrating occasions like that, by making by doing some things which will remind us. That's why even in the current world, there's something called Earth Day. Remember, we have Earth Day. Why? Because on that Earth Day, we become conscious of how we should not pollute Mother Earth, how we should be thankful, how we should not put chemicals into the Mother Earth. Because that's what we get back. If we put chemicals into the Mother Earth, then we get food which has chemicals. Yes or no? On the contrary, if you do natural resources and don't do deforestation and do all the stuff that pollutes the atmosphere, then you get back all natural organic food, and you get rainfall timely, and the what you call the soil itself is replenished naturally, and then we don't have to go through all the what you call the fertilizers or the chemicals that we put into the soil, right? So it is something which we have to consciously do, and you all are going to become adults soon, when in the next 10 years or 6-7 years, or when you start becoming responsible citizens, you should have these values deep in your heart. Otherwise, you will get driven by what the society is already set up for you, whatever way the society is set up. Because unless you have strong values and strong belief and strong faith in what we are learning, you cannot make changes. You will not contribute positively. You will be one that will be going in the flow. Yes or no? So you want to think consciously around what changes can I make to make this earth a better place for me and for future generations. Correct? So conscious living, conscious thinking, all that has to come. Anything else you all want to talk? We have 4 minutes, we can talk. Nothing to talk? I'm sure you all have wonderful ideas.
Holi?
What is it?
Holi, yeah, that's a festival.
Correct. Holi you celebrate, but I don't know what it signifies in terms of being respected.
It celebrates when Hiranyakashipu's sister Holi sits in the fire with Prahlad. That story.
Okay, that is the celebration of destruction of evil. That's that's not a ritual where we do. Actually, the fire sacrifices that we do on some occasions is pleasing fire god. We put fresh ingredients into the fire. We put nice ghee, fruit, and flowers. Like in temples, sometimes fire sacrifices are done by these priests. And when they are doing the fire sacrifice, they invoke the fire god. And when this ghee is put into fire, it generates some nice gas which is not natural, which cannot be produced unless you put pure ghee into it. So pure ghee in combination with fire generates very purifying gases, which are actually very healthy for the people around. That's why fire sacrifices, sometimes we do havan within the house with cow dung and with ghee. When we do that, it generates excellent and powerful purifying gases that will give health and other benefits to the nature, to the atmosphere. So yeah, there is fire sacrifices to please the fire demigod, because without fire there is no food. Can anybody eat food without fire? We can't even cook food without fire. Correct? We need fire for so many things. Fire is, you might say, oh, we don't need fire, auntie, we can do with electricity. But all that source of energy, it all comes from one source. Whether you convert it into electricity or whatever, it's one source of energy, right? And for all that, again, it's naturally coming, and we have to be thankful. What else?
Auntie, would bhogi count?
Bhogi is not a fire sacrifice. It is only an occasion of, bhogi is more about, traditionally why it started, bhogi was, at least once in a year, you collect all the trash in your house, all the junk material in your house, put them together and burn them away, so that you don't collect or pile up trash in your house. And when you put all the trash together and burn it away, the family used to just circle around, or the family children would circle around, dance around it, and just have a small ritual there. Because it's cold season, February in India is also cold. So they would gather around the fire, which they had put together to burn away all the trash in their house, all the unused furniture or anything. And then they would just have a small celebration around singing some holy songs, or some what you call folk songs or something. What else? Okay, you didn't speak much. Of course, you all gave ideas about Holi and Bhogi. That's good. So homework for all of you is talk to your parents. Are there any rituals or celebrations or festivals that your family celebrated in the past, at least, even if you're not celebrating now, which is being thankful to the demigods? Even if it is Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, also we can bring it here and we can discuss. Okay. Thank you all for joining. We'll see you all next Saturday, 8:30 a.m. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thanks everyone. Hare Krishna.